What if Luke Skywalker didn't try to save his father? What if he tried to destroy him? What if Return of the Jedi was really Revenge of the Jedi? This is the story of a different Luke. One shaped not by mercy, but by pain. A Jedi who chose vengeance. A new kind of Jedi. Luke Skywalker walks into Jabba's palace, cloaked in black. He doesn't plead, he commands. He force chokes the guards without hesitation. It's subtle but clear. Something inside him has changed. He saves Han. He rescues Leia, but there's no joy, no lightness, only silence and purpose. This isn't the naive farm boy anymore. This is a weapon, a force of will, and he's not looking for peace. He's looking for justice. The choice begins on Dagobah. Yoda confirms the truth. Vader is his father, and when Obi-Wan's spirit appears, Luke doesn't seek comfort. He demands answers. Why did the Jedi lie? Why did they fail? The old ways don't satisfy him anymore. Their rules, their codes, feel weak. He begins to question everything. And in that doubt, something darker takes root. The final duel. For those of you who have already subscribed over the last couple of months, thank you guys so much. We've been gaining subscribers here at Maxiverse Twist, and if you have not already, I also noticed that 99.6% is watching in this channel have not yet subscribed already. I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's like the #1 thing you can do to support me as a content creator in the channel, and of course, you gotta be subbed to see more latest updated videos. Luke surrenders to Vader on Endor, but not to be saved. He wants to confront him, to end this. On the Death Star, when the duel begins, he fights harder, faster, not out of fear, but with fury. Every strike lands with precision, and when Vader threatens Leia, Luke doesn't hesitate. He unleashes everything. A violent storm of rage and grief. And when Vader falls, there is no redemption, no quiet forgiveness, only death. No mercy for the Master. The Emperor laughs. He senses Luke's anger. He thinks he's won, but Luke has no interest in becoming an apprentice. There are no masters anymore. Without warning, Luke strikes. The Emperor is dead in an instant. No struggle, no lightning, no last laugh, just a final blow and silence. Luke stands alone. Not Jedi, not Sith, just power. A cold victory. The Death Star explodes. The rebellion cheers. The galaxy is free, but Luke doesn't join the celebration. He burns his father's armor, but not out of sorrow. He does it because he knows no one else will understand. Leia senses it. Something in him is darker now, calmer, colder, dangerous. He didn't fall to the dark side. He walked through it and kept going, not to destroy the Jedi, but to become something more. A shadow in the light, a gray night. This was never about the return of the Jedi. It was about their reckoning. Revenge gave the galaxy peace, but it came with a cost. A hero lost, a legacy rewritten, and a warning for those who follow. Because sometimes, the only way to win is to let go of everything that made you good. What would the galaxy look like under a Jedi who embraced vengeance? Would Luke bring lasting peace? Or become something far worse? Let us know what you think. And if you want more stories from a galaxy twisted by what if, subscribe and stay tuned, because the Force doesn't always choose the light. Would Luke eventually become more powerful than Darth Vader or the Emperor if he embraced the dark side? If Luke Skywalker embraced the dark side, he could potentially become more powerful than both Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Unlike Vader, Luke was unscarred and physically whole, giving him access to his full Force potential, something George Lucas confirmed was on par with Anakin's. With his emotional control, strategic mind, and access to unrestrained dark side power, Luke could combine raw strength with discipline in a way neither Vader nor the Emperor ever fully mastered. Without the Jedi code to hold him back, he might surpass them both, not just as a warrior, but as a ruler capable of reshaping the galaxy. Could Leia have stopped Luke if he fully turned? Or would she have followed him? If Luke Skywalker fully embraced the dark side, Leia Organa would face one of the most agonizing dilemmas imaginable: to fight her own brother or to stand by him. Leia is not only Luke's sister, but also a powerful Force sensitive in her own right, with strong convictions shaped by years of fighting for justice and freedom. Her response would depend on a complex mix of emotion, loyalty, and her own understanding of the Force. At first, Leia would likely try everything to bring Luke back to the light. Their bond is deep, forged by shared childhood memories and the discovery of their family connection. Leia's compassion and belief in redemption would drive her to reach out to the part of Luke that might still be good. She has seen darkness in the galaxy, but believes in hope and the possibility of change. This mirrors the way she supported Luke in the original trilogy, trusting that he could redeem their father, Anakin. However, if Luke's fall to the dark side was complete, fueled by anger, hatred, and a desire for absolute power, Leia's challenge would intensify. Luke's ruthlessness and strategic genius could make him a formidable leader, promising order in a chaotic galaxy. Leia, who has endured war and political turmoil, might find herself conflicted between opposing him and recognizing that his vision, though harsh, could bring a kind of stability. Leia's own Force sensitivity might also influence her path. If she sensed that the light was fading from Luke beyond recovery, she might be forced to confront the painful reality that stopping him could mean destroying the brother she loves. This inner conflict could push her either to resist him fiercely or, alternatively, to align with him. Not out of blind loyalty, but out of a belief that their combined strength could rebuild the galaxy, even if it meant walking a darker path. Ultimately, whether Leia stops Luke or follows him would come down to what she believes the galaxy truly needs: unconditional hope and compassion, or pragmatic power and control. Her decision would be a tragic, defining moment, one that could determine not just the fate of their family, but the destiny of the entire Star Wars universe. What happens to the Jedi Order if Luke rejects the Jedi Code and becomes a Grey Jedi? If Luke rejects the Jedi Code and embraces the path of a Grey Jedi, balancing both light and dark aspects of the Force, rather than strictly adhering to traditional Jedi teachings, the Jedi Order as we know it would face a profound transformation, or possibly its complete dissolution. The rigid dogma that once defined the Order would give way to a more flexible, individualistic philosophy, where Jedi are encouraged to embrace their emotions and instincts instead of suppressing them. This shift could attract a new generation of Force users disillusioned with the old Jedi ways, fostering a more diverse and unpredictable community. However, without the strict moral framework, the line between Jedi and Sith could blur, leading to internal conflicts and power struggles, and potentially weakening the Order's unity and purpose. Ultimately, Luke's rejection of the Jedi Code could spark the end of the traditional Jedi Order, paving the way for a new Force philosophy, one that might offer greater freedom but risks descending into chaos or tyranny if not carefully balanced. Would the rebellion still trust Luke after he killed Vader in cold blood? If Luke killed Vader in cold blood, the rebellion's trust in him would be deeply shaken, if not outright broken. Throughout the original saga, Luke is seen as a symbol of hope, mercy, and the potential for redemption, even for his own father. His refusal to kill Vader, choosing instead to believe in Anakin's goodness, inspires many to keep fighting for a better future. But if Luke crossed that line and executed Vader out of vengeance, it would raise serious questions about his judgment and morality. Some in the rebellion might fear that Luke's thirst for revenge makes him no better than the Empire they fight against, worrying that his path could lead to authoritarianism or worse. Others might sympathize, seeing Vader as too far gone to save. Still, the image of Luke as a pure, heroic figure would be tarnished, forcing the rebellion to reconsider whether he could be the leader or symbol they need, or if his darker path risks undermining everything they've fought for. Could Luke's version of peace, through fear and power, have actually prevented future wars like the First Order? Luke's version of peace, achieved through fear and overwhelming power rather than compassion and justice, could have temporarily suppressed rebellion and disorder, but it likely wouldn't have prevented future wars like the rise of the First Order. History in the Star Wars universe shows that peace built on fear often breeds resentment and underground resistance. If Luke ruled as a Grey Jedi or Dark Enforcer, imposing order through intimidation, the galaxy's factions might outwardly comply but secretly harbor rebellion and unrest. Without addressing the root causes of conflict, such as inequality, oppression, and political corruption, his harsh rule might delay but not stop the cycle of violence. In fact, it could sow the seeds for a more dangerous uprising later, as suppressed factions grow stronger in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to challenge his authority. So, while Luke's peace through power might look stable on the surface, it would probably set the stage for new conflicts rather than lasting harmony. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe for more exciting Maxiverse Twist content.